This video tutorial was created to support the OCDSB Scope and Sequence. The video will dive deeper into the specific expectations for junior students within the topic of math facts, which is embedded within Strand B number in the 2020 Ontario Math Curriculum. In grade 4, students are recalling and demonstrating multiplication facts for 1 times 1 to 10 times 10 and related division facts. In grade 5, this understanding is extended from 0 times 0 to 12 times 12. And in grade 6, students continue to develop fact fluency by applying their understanding of divisibility rules. Educators can further explore the specific expectations by grade on the Digital Math Curriculum website. By clicking on the specific expectations, you will find the Teacher Supports tab, which will provide the key concepts and examples for each expectation. As stated in our curriculum context, most students learn math facts gradually over a number of years. Mastery comes with practice, and practice helps to build fluency and depth. Though individual students may progress at different rates, generally speaking, addition-subtraction facts should be mastered by the end of grade 3, and multiplication-division facts should be mastered by the end of grade 5. However, all students should continue to learn about effective strategies and to practice and extend their proficiency in the operations throughout the grades. Having automatic recall of multiplication and division facts is important when carrying out mental or written calculations and frees up working memory when solving complex problems and tasks. In grade 4, students are introduced to the identity principle. The identity principle states that when multiplying an amount by 1 or dividing an amount by 1, the amount stays the same. For example, 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 divided by 1 equals 6. In grade 5, students' understanding is extended to explore multiplication and division with 0. 0 as a factor can often cause challenges for students. Students are encouraged to reason and discuss patterns they notice. The example on the screen highlights how modeling using concrete manipulatives or number lines will also help develop understanding. When multiplying any number by 0, the result is 0. For example, 5 groups of 0 is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. When we consider what this multiplication sentence or repeated addition sentence looks like on the number line, students will notice that you will land only on 0. Multiplying 0 by another factor, for example, 0 groups of 5, will give you 0, because 0 groups of anything is nothing. With respect to division, 0 divided by any non-zero number is 0. For example, 0 divided by 5 is asking for the share size if 5 people share nothing. The amount is therefore nothing. And any number divided by 0 has no meaning and is said to be undefined. A strategic approach to learning multiplication and division facts recognizes that some facts are foundational for learning other facts. In grade 3, students recall and demonstrate multiplication and division facts of 2, 5, and 10. In the junior grades, students can build on the facts of 2, 5, and 10 and apply this understanding to determine the facts for other numbers. Although the precise order might differ and different strategies are certainly possible, researchers tend to suggest learning facts in related clusters. For example, starting with the foundational facts of 2, 5, 10, then moving on to near facts with 3, 6, 9, then doubles, then adding or subtracting doubles. Practice is important for moving from understanding to automaticity. Focusing on one set of number facts at a time and related facts is a useful strategy for building mastery. The following chart can be found on page 10 of the resource Mastering the Basic Facts in Multiplication and Division. This resource was purchased centrally for all OCDSB schools. Each chapter in this resource focuses on a specific math fact and helps students develop creative math strategies to build their fact fluency through practice and literature connections. The facts in the resource have been sequenced so that each set of new facts is linked previously to a previously explored fact, building on students' prior knowledge. All of the game materials can be downloaded from their website following the instructions on the screen. Additional games to build fact fluency can be found in the Guide to Effective Instruction K-6, Volume 5, Teaching Basic Facts and Multi-Digit Computations. This resource can be accessed from the EduGains website. Students can also develop their facts by applying their knowledge of the commutative, distributive, and associative properties of multiplication and by decomposing numbers. The commutative property of multiplication reduces by almost half the number of facts to be learned and recalled. The commutative property states that you can multiply numbers in any order. While it may not be necessary for students to define the property, they should learn how it can be applied to facilitate multiplication. Students should be given opportunities to model equations, such as 3 times 4 and 4 times 3, using arrays in order to explain the commutative property. Numbers in a multiplication expression can be decomposed to friendlier numbers. Students apply the distributive property of multiplication when they split or decompose numbers into smaller parts, and the products of those smaller parts can be added together, composed, to get the total. This type of thinking empowers students to be able to use a known fact to find an unknown fact. The array is a powerful visual for exploring how and why the distributive property works. An array can be decomposed into parts that provide friendly numbers, which are easier to calculate. Students can apply the distributive property, for example, when calculating products for multiplication with 11. By recognizing that 11 is one more group than 10, students can use their known 10 facts and add one more group to find the product. The associative property allows the factors in a multiplication expression to be decomposed and regrouped without affecting the outcome of the product. For example, 9 times 4 can be calculated by calculating 9 times 2 and then doubling the answer. The associative property means that the times 12 facts can be decomposed into factors and rearranged to make a mental calculation easier. For example, 5 times 12 can be thought of as 5 times 6 times 2, or double 30. It is important for students to explore the idea that multiplication and division undo each other. They are related inverse operations. Students need to work with representations that help them see the relationships between multiplication and division and build their understanding around fact families. In grade 6, students continue to develop their math facts and computational fluency by exploring patterns that can be used to quickly test whether a whole number can be evenly divided by another number. This is known as divisibility rules. Divisibility rules can be used to determine factors of numbers. These rules help students develop their sense of number and computational fluency. For more information on the divisibility rules, watch the grade 6 video, Prime and Composite Numbers, that has been included in this month's PAL newsletter. Models and representations can be used to help students understand what the symbols and operations mean. Students need to work with representations that help them see the relationship between multiplication and repeated addition, and between multiplication and division. Multiplication grid approaches, or arrays, are wonderful models for representing multiplication and division. Many objects in real life can be arranged in arrays, and such arrays provide visual and concrete context for multiplication and division. The construction and understanding of an array as a model is an important concept for students to develop over time and with experience. When students understand the representation of an array, they are able to connect the concrete model or representation to its symbolic form and break factors into smaller, friendlier parts. On this slide, you will find 2 online resources that help students practice and develop their conceptual understanding of multiplication facts. These cards can be printed and used for independent practice in small groups or with a partner. The Math Visuals Math Flips can also be downloaded in slides and used as part of a math talk or group discussion virtually or in person. Both of these resources can be found in the Resources to Support link for this topic in the Scope and Sequence. Recognizing that this might be the first time you explore this topic with your students this year, the intention is for students to develop their math facts and mental strategies throughout the year as part of your daily number sense routines. For more information, see the Resources to Support section in the Scope and Sequence. You are also encouraged to check out the Number Sense Routines newsletter and resource attached in the Scope and Sequence. As mentioned earlier, this particular topic can be accessed in the OCDSB Scope and Sequence. There, you will have access to diagnostic tasks, resources to support instruction, and a list of professional resources that can be accessed online or in many of our OCDSB schools. The resources to support instruction page include a variety of print and online resources to support in-class and virtual instruction. There you will find sample problem-solving tasks, suggestions for encouraging purposeful practice virtually and in person, and images to support rich math discussions. We thank you for your time today, and we hope this video is helpful as you plan your lesson sequencing for math facts in the junior grades.